Hi guys, welcome back to Sunday League to Champions League. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have two home games against Atletico Pamplona in the league and Liverpool in the Champions League. And to be quite honest, for want of a better word, we have been dreadful at the start of the season. We've changed formation and it has heralded quite a big win. We had a mixed pre-season, as you saw, before we came in for the original league game, which finished one apiece. And since then, we won 2-1 against Espanyol. We were down to 10 men after about 10 minutes in that game. We somehow managed to scrape a win. And so far, that was our only win in the league until we changed formation for the last match. We drew 1-1 with Real Madrid. Again, it was a very hard fought match. And we also drew 1-1 with Celta Vigo. Eddie Ramal unfortunately has picked up a broken ankle, so he's out for a couple of months. The big striker that we've always wanted to fight it out with Ramos. Obviously, not the best start to his career here. And it was the last straw when we played Arsenal. We lost by 5 goals to 2, and we were woeful, to be quite honest. So after that, I just decided straight up we're going to change formation. We've gone to a straight up 4-3-3 gegenpress, and we've gone with an attacking mentality as well. We've got very good attacking players and we've pushed the defence up a bit more as well. And we beat Mallorca by 6 goals to 0. 2 goals for Tobias Gonzalez, one for Saglin Benny and a hat-trick for Gonçalo Ramos. All goals coming in the first half. The second half were a little bit iffy. We didn't concede too many chances, but we just didn't really go all out in the second half. But it did allow us to play a couple of youngsters and give them a little bit of game time as well. In terms of the transfer window, we did offload one or two other players. We've got deals agreed for a couple of others as well, with Jan Raffers and Eric Soliveles on their way out. But we loaned out a few players, as you are aware. But on transfer deadline day, we loaned out Bernard Fofana to Mallorca for the season. Egemen Köskün, who is a Turkish centre-back, his release clause was activated, and obviously you get the English tax side of it, so his valuation has jumped up astronomically. He'll be a very good defender, there's no doubt, but we needed to balance out our finances a little bit, so the sale made sense. Hartamoudi and Fortune Adar both going out on loan as well. And I think, to be quite honest, that was pretty much it. Just bear with me a minute while I have a look at the. Where's the B team? There's the B team. Um, we sold a few players on deadline day from the B team as well. Eric went to Elche for £1 million. Alvaro Valbuena, who was borderline, he was on the bench a couple of times last season. He went to Sevilla for £5 million, potential of 6.5 from that. And Jan, who we've been trying to get rid of for the last 2 years, he went to Monterrey for £3.7 million, with the potential of getting about 4.5 for him. We've brought in Mikel Pradera from our youth academy. He's only 18, but I think he's a very good right back. And if we can get him a little bit of game time, I think he will really become a good player for us. And Sanjak we've brought into the senior team as well. He was a guy that we brought in originally for £1 million from abroad, and again, I think he'll be a really good player, so it's important to get him into the first team setup. And also Ismail Sabata, another good youngster that came through our youth academy. He's a great passer of the ball, really good decision maker, great composure, first touch. I think, again, really good technique as well. He's going to be a very good force in that central midfield. So going into this game against Pamplona, we are going to make a few changes from the game against Mallorca. It was a really, really good performance, though. Certainly looking a lot better going forward. Hedl is now a sweeper keeper on the support mentality. We've got Molina, Gelmer, Scalvini and Achabar at the back. Achabar, I want him at centre-back, but he has been playing well at right-back as well, so we have got that extra cover in there. Federico Gonzalez has had 2 red cards already this season. I think he's had one, sorry, but he's had 2 suspensions already this season. With Verelst and Pedri in the midfield, we've got that Carriero positioning in there now with the attacking Mazzala, which is of course Pedri, who is going to be fluttering about and getting into these attacking positions. Saglin Bene Tobias Gonzalez and Gonçalo Ramos as our front three. They tore it apart against Mallorca. Like I say, Saglin-Benny got 1 goal, Gonzalez with 2 and Ramos with the hat-trick. So hopefully we can do something similar again. And with this attacking mentality, I am hopeful that the goals will be a little bit more free-flowing as well. It's something that obviously has been a concern, but there is also the option that we may leave ourselves a little bit open at the back, but we've got some very good defenders. We have to trust in them. And in terms of Headling goal as well, having him on the sweeper keeper is not my idea of fun really, because he has made plenty of mistakes over the course of the last couple of seasons, but we'll see how he goes. And straight from kick-off here, Varelst is in the penalty area, 18 seconds in. Gonçalo Ramos doing superbly to win possession, played it into the penalty area. Varelst just charged forward and managed to make the finish, but Ramos, really good pressing from him. And Varelst was free on the edge of the penalty area and just slotted it in to the back of the net. 18 seconds. It's probably our quickest goal of the season. Probably our quickest goal in the last couple of seasons, to be fair. But that is a very, very good start. And clearly, this setup does seem to be favouring us a little bit more. Here is Gelmer pushing forward through the centre of the pitch. Finds Tobias Gonzalez. He has support out wide. Federico Gonzalez does hold on to it though. And it's laid back to Scalvini. Varelst in a bit of space, looks to play it over the top. Landro does well to nod the ball back to their goalkeeper Nwosu. He looks to deliver it forward. Achabar doing very comfortably at 6'3" at right back, of course. He will be comfortable then. Pedro with a lovely pass. Ramos couldn't get the strike away, but he found Saglin-Benny who does. And there it is. It's 2-0. 5.5 minutes gone. And all of a sudden we seem to be an extremely good attacking side. We really struggled last season on and off. We had a lot of 1-0 wins and we couldn't really put games to bed, but 6-0 in the last game against Mallorca, 2-0 up in 5 minutes here. And Pamplona, by the way, aren't a team to be sniffed at, to be honest. They're currently sat in 3rd place, or they were. They've had quite a good start to the season. Fortunately, league table wise, it's not been too bad. Real Madrid have already dropped points, as of Villarreal and Atletico, so we are still in touching distance, which is quite lucky from our point of view, considering the start that we've had to the season. Here is Gonzalez into Varelst, over the top looking for Saglin-Benny, and he's put it over the bar. It was a good effort. Very much could have been 3-0 though. 15 minutes gone. And we are looking like a completely different side now that we've changed to this formation and setup. And hopefully it will continue. Here's Sola, plays it into the penalty area. Landro couldn't get onto there. Nachabar clears. Here is Kalea into Sola again. Good pressure from Saglin-Benny, and he's managed to win possession, and we've got a chance for a counter-attack here. He charges down the right-hand side. Obviously, he is a left-sided player, but he's charging down this right-hand side and lays it back to Achabar. We gain control again. Federico Gonzalez into Varelst. Now Achabar. Chance to play it into the penalty area. Finds Tobias Gonzalez. And Nwosu makes the save. He lays it back to Pedri, and it's a great block from Landro. Tobias Gonzalez, incidentally, scored a goal from about 30 yards out from the corner of the penalty area against Mallorca. It's got to be one of the goals of the season. Plays it into the far post there, and it's cleared away. Saglin-Benny tried to control it. He has managed to win it back, but the strike is slightly erratic, and it goes over the crossbar. With all these extra moves, it might be a little bit of a longer video today, but we'll wait and see how things go. Tobias Gonzalez with a ball into the penalty area again, Saglin-Benny the target, and they managed to get it clear. And this is the danger of having this system with the high defence, but Scalvini with a brilliant challenge on Dufour. Heddle was beaten, but Scalvini brilliantly done, and we're countering here. And Gonçalo Ramos, what a strike that was. He absolutely smashed it, curled it over the top of the goalkeeper into the back of the net, and we are 3-0 up here. Considering Pamplona could have scored at the other end, we've gone straight to the other end, and Ramos, what a lovely curling effort, and Wusu committed himself to come out toward the ball, but Ramos just lofted it over him. Brilliant, brilliant finish. And as I was saying, from the game against Mallorca, in terms of attacking ability, all of a sudden we are scoring goals for fun and we're looking very, very good. We had a decent goal difference last season, but we lost out by about, I think it was about 20 goals in the end to Real Madrid, because a lot of our wins were 1-0. Whereas now, we look a lot more assertive going forward. I do apologise, sorry, my throat's gone really dry. Scalvini into Achabar, into Tobias Gonzalez, looking to move it forward again. He looked to switch the play, and Pedri and Secklin-Benny actually made their runs a little bit further forward. And Pamplona just having a little bit of time on the ball here. Secklin-Benny, good challenge from him on the fullback. Looks to play it forward. Over the top it goes. Gonçalo Ramos controls it superbly and finishes. And 4-0 here. We are playing some excellent, excellent football in these last couple of games. And Secklin-Benny, again, brilliant challenge on the fullback. Lovely lofted ball over the top. Ramos controlling superbly and slotting it past the goalkeeper. And Secklin-Benny did this in the last game as well. Brilliant assist, brilliant goal from him as well. And we are certainly looking at a completely different team now. We're putting our assertiveness into effect here. We're really stamping our authority, and hopefully it will continue in the second half. It's something that I've noticed with Football Manager, and I've noticed it a few times. If you've got a really big lead in the first half, second half doesn't seem to continue that. Like with the game against Mallorca, it was 6-0 up, and it just didn't carry on. And I'm not entirely sure if there's a way of doing it with your team talks or what, just to get them to carry it on. But I always seem to struggle to get them to do so. Molina with the ball into the penalty area. Achabar into Varel. Good strike, and Wosu. Very poor goalkeeping from him. He should have kept hold of that, and he didn't. And it's 5-0 now. It's a second for Varelst. Obviously, now that I've mentioned it, we're going to score another hatful in this second half, aren't we? It would be quite typical, wouldn't it? Varelst with a really good strike, put a plenty of power into it, and then Wosu just couldn't handle it, unfortunately, for him. And 11 goals in 2 league games. We haven't seen that at all since we took charge of Barcelona. It's been quite rough going, to be fair, in the last... I mean, we've been here for 2 seasons now, and yeah, we had good form last season, but again, we really struggled to really... We were grinding out results. A penalty's just been given here for a push in the penalty area by the looks of things. Tobias Gonzalez whipped it toward the far post, but nothing really came of it. But the penalty has been awarded, and Ramos a chance here for back-to-back hat-tricks, slots it in past Mwasu, and what can I say now? I mean, 6-0 up, really is a good, strong penalty into the bottom corner, and I think, to be quite honest, that is the sign to bring some of our youngsters on again. Morikawa's not seen a lot of game time. We're going to bring him on for Verelst. I know Verelst had 2 goals, but I would rather rest him. Aristide Bell and Sanjak can come on as well. Mikel Pradera can come on at right back for Achabar. In fact, I'll bring him on for Gelmer and then move Achabar into centre back. I think that would be a little bit better, seeing as though Gelmer is on that yellow card. And we'll bring Sabater on as well, I think, for Gonçalo Ramos. And can Bell play out wide at all? Not really. We'll leave it like that. We'll have Tobias Gonzalez up front for the last 20 minutes or so. We'll just see if anything more can happen from it. Get these youngsters a bit more game time. We're comfortably ahead. Say that if we somehow fail to win at 6-0 up with 20 minutes to go, I'd resign, to be quite honest. Here's Scalvini. Aristide Bell holding on to it. Loses out on possession, unfortunately, but Miguel Rodriguez and Toure into Larrañaga. looking over the top, and Molina easily dealing with that. Sanjak plays it back to Achabar. One thing I have noticed about some of these young players, not only like Sanjak, for example, who we brought in, but a lot of the youth players in midfield, Sabater especially, they're all really good passing ability. So we've certainly got some strong contenders going forward into the future, I think. And I've got to remember that because we keep signing players every summer. I've got to remember to try and make use of some of these youngsters, I think, to be honest. Here's Miguel Rodriguez. It's a nice finish. 6-1. All right, yeah, we brought all the youngsters on and, yeah, we've conceded. And Pradera, unfortunately, didn't cover himself in glory there. He should have done a little bit better. Here is Rodriguez into Larrañaga again. That's a good challenge, and Tobias Gonzalez picks it up. He does need a little bit more support here, though. He's moving out to that left-hand side, and now Sanjak with the strike, and he's smashed it off the crossbar. Really good effort from the youngster. It remains 6-1. Obviously, since making the changes, like I say, Pamplona have had a couple of chances. And the same thing happened against Mallorca. We brought the youngsters on, and Mallorca gained a few chances as well, but at 6-0 doesn't matter massively. And the ball into the penalty area is cleared away. Achabar is picking it up. Yeah, picking it up. Sanjak looking into Aristide Bell, and he's at the crossbar now. And they're looking to bring it away here, Pamplona. There's only a minute left to go. Sanjak does well to win possession, and Molina holding on to it. Into Saglin Bene. Chance to play the ball forward again here. Looks over the top. Couldn't quite find Tobias Gonzalez. Aristide Bell nodding it forward to Gonzalez, but losing possession. And now Aranga charging down this right hand side. Molina manages to stop the run and slow them down. Angerin into Aregi. Now Aranga again. Over the top for Ayerdi. Scalvini does well to clear. And now Molina into Sabater. First time we've really seen him on the ball, actually. Here is Molina into Sanjak. Now Morikawa. Well, after all that, it was quite a useless highlight at the end, wasn't it? It's just gone straight to full time. But 6 goals once again. 2 games in a row, 6-0 and 6-1. Excellent performance, and like I say, we got some minutes into the youngsters as well, which is really good stuff from our point of view. And we look to move on to the big one against Liverpool. Obviously, Mallorca and Pamplona aren't the strongest teams that we could be playing against in this testing of the new formation. Liverpool will be a much sterner test with this setup. I'm hoping that with this newfound attacking mentality that we have, we can do a bit better, but we'll have to wait and see. We've got a few days to go until that Champions League game, of course, so just bear with me and we'll get through them days and hopefully we can get a decent result here in the Champions League. Well then, after that brilliant result against Pamplona, we go into this Champions League game against Liverpool. As I was saying, the two teams that we've just put 6 goals past, they're not the best teams that we could be playing. We are having to rotate a little bit for this game against Liverpool. We're going to keep with the exact same system, exact same mentality. I'm hoping that we'll give good account of ourselves. Obviously, the Champions League's the one where we've fallen short the last 2 seasons, and we've got a lot of work to do after that heavy defeat against Arsenal in the opening game when we lost 5-2. But we've certainly improved, though. We look a lot better going forward, and we look a lot more dangerous going forward as well. Our former player Gavi is in the Liverpool side as well. He left way before we came in charge. And they've got some good players there. There's Seivold as well, one of our former players. I know of Timber and Perez and Gueye as well. The rest of them, I'm not entirely sure. I'm just looking to see if there's any other players we recognise there. Guerre, Ben White's there. Otherwise, I think that's about your lot. So it's going to be a tough game. They lost their last league game against West Ham, who have got quite a good side at the moment as well. I'm hoping we can continue the way we've left off in these last 2 league games and see if we can get a decent result here. We are at home. That is our advantage. Fingers crossed, basically. Um, Obviously, Liverpool are going to be a much sterner test, but we want to get further in the Champions League. That is our target this season. We need to be reaching the latter stages. To have lost in the round of 16 the last two seasons is not good enough. So, plenty of work to do. Scalvini into Echeverria, now Verelst into Pedri. That's very, very good passing. And Gonçalo Ramos could be in behind here. And it's a really good save from Johan Jack, who, before he actually signed for Liverpool, we actually scouted him for Barcelona as well, the goalkeeper. And he is a very good goalkeeper, I might add. Here's Tobias Gonzalez toward the far post. They managed to get it away. Pedri picks it up. Trying to keep the move going. Shrierev managing to get it away. But Tobias Gonzalez against Jurrien Timber forced it in, but they've managed to get it away here, Liverpool, and it remains 0-0. But we're looking a lot better against Liverpool than we did against Arsenal, that is for sure. Here's Tobias Gonzalez, whips it into the far post again. Again, it's quite easily cleared. Jan Lowe picks it up into Otto. Pedri back into Otto again. Now Balde plays it forward into Pedri. Chance to get the ball into the penalty area. Plays it to the far post, and there is Gonçalo Ramos. Jan Lowe managed to knock it down, and Ramos with the finish. We have a lead here. It's Ramos' 10th goal of the season already, and I say already, he's had hat-tricks in the last two league games, so in retrospect, it doesn't look quite as good when you think of it like that, but that is a really good start. 23 minutes gone. Gonçalo Ramos, after the knockdown from Lowe, he's not had too many opportunities so far, Jan Lowe. He did actually score in the Champions League game against Arsenal, and he didn't look too bad, but since then, obviously, we've changed the formation. Saglin, and Gonzalez have been outstanding. So, another opportunity today for him to impress. I don't care what the margin is, we just have to win this game against Liverpool. And then it's a case of focusing in and trying to push on where the Champions League's concerned. As well as La Liga, obviously. We want to win every tournament. And these last two seasons, we've had one Super Cup to our name, which is certainly not enough from a Barcelona perspective. Just let the lads know that we don't want any complacency in the side. We've been playing really well in the last couple of games, but it is only 1-0. Tobias Gonzalez here with a corner, whips it into the far post. Again, now when Perez doing really well to get it away. Echeverria into Verels, now Pedri. Picks it up. Can he get the ball into the penalty area, Pedri? Turning and turning, Harvey Elliott keeping on top of him. Tobias Gonzalez, what an explosive finish from him. He has really come into his own since we've changed this setup. And that is a very big goal for us. Pedri really doing well to turn Harvey Elliott inside out. Balde into Gonzalez, and they just played a bit of a 1-2 with Pedri, and it's quite a bit of an odd passage of play there, but I'm not arguing with the end result of it. Tobias Gonzalez with the goal, and we have a 2-0 lead. Scalvini with the free kick. Federico Gonzalez. Scalvini into Jan Lowe. What a lovely pass from Jan Lowe. Verels just laid it on a plate there for Gonçalo Ramos, and it's 3-0. That was a very, very well worked goal. The movement and the passing there was outstanding. And at the start of this second half, we have finished this game off by the looks of things. Jan Lowe with a lovely pass, and Verels with the assist for Gonçalo Ramos. And arguably, this is probably one of our best European performances to date since we took charge here at Barcelona. Here's Scalvini winning possession again. Jan Lowe, Echeverria, Scalvini. Federico Gonzalez looking over the top. Pedri looking to pick it up. He does well. Manages to turn again. Gets the ball into the penalty area. And Gonçalo Ramos is there again with the header. It's 4 now. And Ramos has got 3 hat-tricks in 3 games. What an unbelievable spell of form it is for him. It's going to get to a point, isn't it? We're going to be disappointed if he doesn't score a hat-trick. But Jack just about beaten at that post. I mean, he couldn't do anything for a couple of the goals. He was very close to that one. And once again, Gonçalo Ramos has done his duty here and scored a hat-trick with half an hour to go. We are going to take him off. We're not going to take the risk with the youngsters, even though we are comfortably ahead. But Ramos is going to come off. We're going to get Saglin Benyon up front, I think, today. Charles de Ketelaere's not seen a lot of game time recently. He is a player that I am thinking, to be honest, that we might be able to offload him if we give the youngsters a little bit more of an opportunity. We're also going to get Rufino Caminata on, for Federico Gonzalez, who's on a yellow card. And we'll just leave it at that for now. Fitness-wise, we're looking quite strong as well. Alejandro Balde, who was a key player as the winger in the previous formation, he's not seen a lot of game time either recently, but he's a really solid left back and he can play as an inside forward as well. But with the striking options we now have with Gonzalez, Lowe, Saglimbeni, Ramos, and Ramalha, of course, when he's back from injury, we don't really need him that far forward. Just going into the last 10 minutes, going to make a couple more changes, I think, here. Charles de Ketelaere and Morikawa are going to come on in central midfield. We're going to give Echeverria a rest, and we are still going to give Mikel Pradera a little bit of game time. He's not the best youngster I've ever seen at right back, but I just really, I just like him. I've just got that feeling about him. So, I mean, what a chance for him. I know it's only 5 minutes for him, but in the Champions League, he gets a chance to go out and get a bit of football again, and that is our best performance in Europe to date at Barcelona. 4-0 at home to Liverpool. We have found a system here, that is for sure. And Liverpool, like I say, they're a strong team, and there's no doubt about that. But we certainly seem to have found our niche here with this setup. I'm just hoping it continues because we thought that with the previous formation, didn't we? But certainly things to look forward to if we can keep up this run of form. 16 goals in 3 matches. That is a heck of a return. So again, Gonçalo Ramos, probably in the form of his life right now. And in terms of what we're going to come back for, obviously, there's no doubt in my mind we're definitely sticking with this formation for a while. Um, let's see. We've got Benfica there. We've got Fenerbahce there. We'll certainly get through a few games. I'm half tempted. I mean, we've got two really big league games there, haven't we? I think what we'll probably do, we'll get through the next 5 games. We'll do Zaragoza at home and Benfica away in the Champions League. We'll miss the Fenerbahce game. Oh, saying that, we want Villarreal and Atletico, really, don't we? Unless we miss those 2 games out this time. Yeah, we'll do Zaragoza at home, Benfica away. We'll miss Villarreal and Atletico. We'll probably end up missing Lyon as well. And I'm just trying to get a feel where we might be going forward. That should work out okay. Yeah, certainly come back at the end there, and hopefully with this newfound form, it will continue, and we will be in really strong position in all competitions from there. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for all your support. Please like and subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.